Kia ora, Helen Brahms here, coming to you live from Surprise in Arizona. Hope you're having a super fantastic sparkling day. Welcome to Porch Light Letters podcast number 2261, Letting the Field Rest. And if you don't know what that means, if you are a farmer of some sort where you're growing crops, there's a time that you will let a field lay fallow just to give it a rest before you plant it again. So you rotate your crops through the different fields and always have, most of them always have like one or two that are empty, stay empty for a season, and they just move the crops around to do all of that. And that is not my notes. Sorry. There's my notes. So I hope you've all had a super fantastic sparkling day. It has been a tiring day. I will tell you right now, I am exhausted. I still have a lot to do, and I get up, I get moving and everything else. It rained today. I didn't get a chance to go out while it was raining. So I missed playing in the rain, dancing in the rain. I had to dance inside because I was on the chat at the time and busy with a chat that was going on. And I turned around and it was all wet outside. So I went outside and it had stopped raining. So I missed the rain. But we actually have flood watches out for the next 3 days, for Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So it looks like we're going to be expecting some rain this weekend, which is good because it means I won't feel guilty about being inside and not being outside, getting some fresh air, and I can get a whole bunch of stuff done this weekend. Yes, but I'm feeling very stressed and very exhausted, so I've got suitcases under my eyes right now. But we're not here to talk about that tonight. Tonight we're here to talk about letting the field rest. This field is going to be resting when it gets to New Zealand. I will tell you this, I will sleep very well on my flights. For some reason, when I'm heading to New Zealand from the US, I sleep well on the plane on the way down. It was on the return flight when I left New Zealand to come back to the US, I couldn't sleep at all. And I was up mucking around, reading books and watching movies and all that sort of stuff because I couldn't sleep. But put me on a plane from the US to New Zealand, knowing I haven't seen my parents in 6 years in person. So that's going to be an emotional welcome when I get to Wellington. That's going to be a very emotional time. My brother's going to be there. He's going to start crying. I'm going to start crying. My sister-in-law will be crying. My mum will be crying. My dad will be trying to it's going to be a mess. It's going to be an emotional mess. All I know is that I just want to go home. And Mum asked me what I wanted for dinner on my first night there, that night when I get home, for my first meal home. And I said, well, normally I want fish and chips with some LMP. And LMP is lemon and pyro, and it's a spring water from Pyro, which they have added lemon to. It's a very thirst-quenching drink. I absolutely love LMP and have totally missed it. I haven't had any in 6 years. I said, well, normally I would ask for that, but we're going to the fisherman's table the next day for lunch, and they do seafood. So I'm sort of like, well, whatever it is, I says to my mum, I says, just whatever it is, make it so it's super easy. So there's nothing we really have to do to prepare for it when we get home. Even if it's just cold meat and salad, that would work for me. But I will have my fish and chips and my LMP on Sunday at Fisherman's Table, and hopefully they'll put us at a table that overlooks the Tasman Sea, because we'll be on the west coast, so we're overlooking the Tasman Sea. And I'll be able to have a beautiful lunch there, looking out over the ocean. That would be awesome. And I'm looking forward to that. It's getting closer. My brother reminded me how many days are left, and I says, look, I'm not counting right now. I can't afford to count right now. I said, I've got too much to do, and I'm panicking and overwhelmed and everything else. But I'm going to take some deep breaths and relax, because I know it's all going to be okay. And I just have to keep thinking, trust the process, divorce the results and trust the process. And that's what I'm having to do. So you get to see me raw and real. And right now we're going to jump into letting the fields rest, so then I can go have some dinner and get some work done. Let's see, letting the field rest. Every season of work deserves a season of rest. Just as farmers allowed their fields to lie fallow so the soil can replenish its strength, we too need time to pause, reflect, rebuild, and rebuild our energy. Letting the field rest is not about doing nothing. It is about trusting that renewal happens quietly beneath the surface. This is why you should take vacations. When you take a vacation, you're allowing the field to rest. You're letting the field rest when you take vacations. And believe me, when you're on vacation, you're not just sitting around doing nothing. You're out there, you're exploring, you're going on adventures with the family. You might be going to an amusement park or a show or whatever it is that you're going to be doing. You may even be on a cruise ship, cruising the oceans. But sorry, had a message pop up on my screen when I put that down, so I don't have to get distracted. So this is why it's good to take vacations, because when you take a vacation, you're out of the normal routine. And it teaches us that rest is not a reward, but a vital part of the growth cycle. Stillness creates space for clarity and creativity to return. When you take a vacation, you're rebooting your brain. And when you come back, you're more productive, you're more creative in whatever it is that you do. Taking time to breathe strengthens our capacity for what comes next. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to start doing that. Taking just a few minutes just to breathe. Maybe do some meditation or something. I've got my eye mask thingy I can put on with the guided meditation. True rest is an act of faith that the world will keep turning while we recover. Excuse me. What happens when we stop pushing through the exhaustion and choose to listen to our limits? This is huge for me right now because I need to be doing this. We discover the difference between rest and distraction. We allow ourselves to be still long enough to hear our own thoughts. We return stronger with renewed focus and deeper appreciation. And how we carry that forward: schedule intentional moments of rest into your days or weeks. That's what I'm doing. Yes. The problem is sometimes I feel like I need about 5 naps in a day. We let go of the guilt that often accompanies slowing down. Yeah, I'm having a hard time. Look, my body's telling me I need to take a rest, but I've got all this work to do. What do? Sometimes I push through and go do the work, and other times I will, I'm putting this on. This is my quantum thingamabob that's supposed to oxygenate the blood and give you energy. I thought I'd lost that, and I just found it. Thank you, angels. I'm just full of gratitude that I just found my little thing. This is puts more oxygen into your bloodstream. Helps oxygenate the blood. It's dusty. It's got Q3 written on it. I don't know if you can see that, but it's for oxygenating the blood. And when I'm wearing this, I can focus easier, and I do have more energy when I wear it. So I thought I'd actually lost that, and now that's been sitting there all that time, and I didn't see it. It was hiding elsewhere, and the angels just made it easier for me to find. Anyway, so letting go of the guilt that accompanies slowing down. There are times that your body says, I need rest right now. And you're going, no, I need to do this right now. And you get this internal argument going. Stop the arguing, listen to the body, slow down. Remember, trust the process. Your body is processing that you need to slow down. You need to have a quiet time. You need to have a nap. Put your timer on. I always put my timer on so that I don't oversleep, especially if I've got times coming up where I've got to get on a meeting or start work or that sort of stuff. Getting on the podcast, or anything like that. If I go lay down, the timer is on. Use quiet time to reconnect with what nourishes you most. Dig deep inside. What gives you nourishment? What gives you energy? Who gives you energy? Who gives you nourishment? Think about that. Process that. Remember that seasons of rest are what make future harvests possible. And on the legacy side, when we model rest, we teach others that renewal is part of success, not the absence of it. Our willingness to pause becomes a living example of balance and sustainability, a legacy of wholeness rather than burnout. And here are our reflection questions for you. We have 4 of them. Number 1, what does true rest look like for you right now? True rest for me is being able to go and lay down on the bed with my favorite blanket on me. And I usually read for about a few minutes sometimes it's only a minute, and then being able to just drift off to sleep and wake up when my body is ready to wake up, no matter what else is going on. Not having to put that timer on to wake up in order to go do a meeting, to get on, to go do some work or whatever. True rest is being able to just be in the moment and take that rest for as long as the body needs. Where in your life do you need to let the field rest? Oh, I'm going to have to think about that one. Number 3, how does pausing help you return with greater clarity and purpose? I feel more energized. When I get enough rest, I feel more energized. Even though I'm getting some good sleep at night, I'm still waking up tired. So obviously there's a lot of stress going on with everything that's going on right now and all of that. Number 4, what could you release to make space for renewal? Oh, I'm going to have to think on that one too. So in closing tonight, the field that rests today will bloom again tomorrow. Give yourself permission to be still. Growth is already preparing beneath the surface, waiting for your next season. And with that, we are out of here. It's time for dinner. Then it's time to get some work done. And then time for rest. I'm going to try and get to bed early tonight. And we will catch you guys back here tomorrow evening